following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah, go Cowboys!
This is Talkin Cowboys. Streaming live from the Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star in Frisco.
Handoff, Elliott plowing to the goal line. Barry, sacked by Lawrence. Prescott keeps it, and he bangs it in for the touchdown.
And now your hosts, Isaiah Stanback, Heckma Harrison, Rob Phillips, and Kyle Yeomans.
It is a Tuesday edition of Talking Cowboys presented by Tostitos, the official chip and the official dip of the Dallas Cowboys. Here from the Star in Frisco, we are glad to be with you here on DallasCowboys.com. And goodness gracious, we've got a great show in front of you. Heckma Harrison, Isaiah Stanback, Rob Phillips will be here in a couple moments. I'm Kyle Yeomans, and gentlemen, it is a Tuesday following the bye week.
Let's get it.
The Cowboys were on the practice field yesterday. Usually at this point, I would go to Rob Phillips for our news and our notes. He is not at the moment. He is doing more important things, I guess, to lead in. But I'll start off with, how are you guys doing?
I'm fantabuloso.
That's a new one.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's new.
Got the orange on for Halloween.
Like
is that what that is?
Yeah, mix it up, you know.
What do you guys coming as for Halloween? Are you guys doing anything special?
I've got the scariest costume out there.
Okay.
I'm Trayvon Diggs, and I'm going to wear a jersey.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
He's the scariest thing to opposing quarterbacks right now.
I see what you did there.
Oh, good.
I'm not actually going to do that, just by the way.
Oh, come on. I'm serious.
I haven't full on dressed up for Halloween in a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't committed to Halloween in a long time.
Are you in, though, this year?
I mean, you know, we may or may not have an appearance on a show. You know, we may be doing something.
Oh, am I ruining something?
No, you're not ruining
okay.
anything.
No,
there's a lot of shows on DallasCowboys.com.
There are?
Ton of them.
Okay.
Ton of them. You just got to stay tuned. Maybe people need to watch them all. Kind of like Pokemon. You got to catch them all. You need to watch them all.
Oh, good. You know what? I think I'm going to be Brother Man this year.
Ooh.
I'm going to be Brother Man this year.
I like that.
Coming in.
I've been Romy Rome.
You've been right.
I've been Romy.
Dragonfly Jones.
Dragonfly Jones.
Jones.
Yeah. I've done my share of Martin
Characters. Yeah. Oh, good, man. That's what I'm doing. Get my card.
I was Party Bob one time.
What? No way.
Party Bob from Martin.
No,
yes.
you were not Party Bob.
When I was playing in Seattle, we did a Halloween party. I think Marcus Trufant, threw a party. And I went as Party Bob from Martin. If you guys don't know who Party Bob is, go look up Martin Lawrence. And then Party Bob. Look it up on YouTube. That was me. I had the hair and the face. The jacket and the jeans and the boots. Oh, yes.
I would have paid money to see that, dog. I thought that was hilarious.
It was awesome.
Oh, man. I don't know that character yet, but I am going to go look this up as soon as the show is over.
Please look it up.
Because I could just imagine, just from your rendition.
You have no idea.
It is awesome.
Oh, I'm excited.
It was the best one I've ever
to
did.
look at it.
Hands
Nice.
down.
Well, good. So you got Brother Man to be determined later, or to be appeared later. That's
stay
probably
tuned.
the best way to say it. I don't know what I'm going to do. I have a party on Saturday that requires a costume.
Okay.
And I have no clue what I'm doing. Zero idea. So we're going to figure it out.
leave that up to someone else, and she'll take care of it for you.
Lorena?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's working. So I'm kind of on my own.
Well,
So you can go to a haunted house.
What?
So you can do a haunted house since she's busy.
You want to go to a haunted house?
Freaking
still?
go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right, we'll do it. Heckma's coming too.
You Snoop,
pick him up.
Snoop and Loop. Bring your green hat.
I'm looking out the door for Rob. Usually Rob is my conscience.
You reach out, nobody grabs your hand.
Oh, Rob, help me.
Oh man.
CB, do you do scary houses?
Yeah, I'll do scary houses.
Oh, you
A
won't.
little haunted house.
Yeah,
action.
I've done
It was
before,
delay.
Yeah.
There was
No. I in here, you have to turn down. Like
I knew you were gonna use that.
to do that. You know that too.
Oh goodness.
No, but I will not be in town on Saturday. So.
Well, if anybody out there,
We're playing in Minnesota, bro.
I thought you had a private jet. I'm sorry.
No. I have a private jet called American Airlines.
Rob,
Yeah.
Rob has a built-in excuse. Heckman does not. So it'll be us three going to the haunted house, and whoever else
Good
out
deal.
there for Talking Cowboys Nation wants to
Y'all
go.
tell me how I go.
Anybody in Dallas, let us know. Hit us up on Twitter. We'll go to a haunted house.
I'm that friend. I'll support you, but tell me how it went.
It's just I hate it.
Anybody who's working at haunted house, I promise you, if you touch me, I'm swinging. I don't care what liability form I sign. If you touch me, I'm swinging. It's fair game.
Yeah, call in. You can take our guys to a haunted house. Just call in and
There we
we'll
go.
get your number.
Boom. Any suggestions? You guys, please send in your suggestions. Please tweet us your haunted house suggestions that the four of us should go.
Yes.
Look at it. As soon as he said haunted house,
Welcome to the show, Rob
look at that
Phillips.
face. Look at that face.
Rob P. Island, baby.
Thought I'd walk into a Dak conversation talking haunted houses, huh?
Yeah, haunted house.
We're
That sounds wonderful.
We're waiting on
news
some
that-
tweets to come through.
We're waiting on the news and notes segment, which just sat down.
That's exactly right.
Fair enough.
So you want to update us on news and notes?
First,
Yeah.
I just want to say, first of all, I'm out on that. Just like I'm out on this competition that's never going to happen. I'm out on both.
I told him, I said, I'm waiting on you to come through the door.
I'm basic AF, man. Like, I don't want to do any of that crazy stuff.
This is Tuesday, and I
T-shirt.
love it.
Rob,
He is
do you
in the
do roller
building.
coasters? Do you do roller coasters, Rob?
I didn't get on a roller coaster till I was 25.
Oh my Lord.
Rob,
And I only did like 2 and was like,
Rob,
never
I need you to
again.
watch the original Fast and Furious.
I love it.
You know, I need you to watch that.
I love that movie.
Do you like Vin Diesel?
I live my life a quarter mile.
I need you to live your life a quarter mile at a time.
When you turn 40, things change.
Dang it, Rob. Don't
You
do
just
this.
told
You just
me
said 25.
Yeah, you just told me you didn't ride a roller coaster till you were 25.
Yeah, because I'm scared of heights.
That just opens the door
You're not
to
scared
so
of
many
heights.
more
You're
questions,
scared
Rob.
of falling from heights.
Both.
Rob, you haven't rode a roller coaster till you were 20. Don't lie.
Yeah,
Are you serious?
Swear to God, I used to make up excuses not to go with my friends.
Do you know how to roller skate?
Yeah, I love roller skating.
Skateboarding.
But I can do it.
Skateboarding.
You've been rock climbing, bro.
Never rock climb.
That boy legs are shaking.
Hey,
He's like,
I've never tried, but
Grand Canyon? No, we ain't going.
Hey, Rob, go put up the Christmas lights. The hell I
I mean, the thing is Rob's tall. So he's not scared of heights. He's up there.
am. If it's 6'5" or above, I ain't doing it.
come on, man. Are you serious?
can we table this till later? I mean, we've got things to talk about, man.
This guy's not a thrill seeker at all.
Hell no.
I love this.
Oh, man.
Hell no.
Hey, I'm not mad at you,
He
Rob.
said, I'm out. I'm out.
I love that. That might have been my favorite first 8 minutes of this show ever. All right, Rob, let's get into talking Cowboys. Let's talk Cowboys.
Let's talk Cowboys.
What happened yesterday?
If anybody's still listening.
Yep, news and notes for the Cowboys.
Oh, that's funny. Bro.
Jerry Jones went early today on the fan
Yeah.
and gave a little bit of a Dak update. He said he was very encouraged by what Dak did out there yesterday. I don't think they had like a full normal practice, but they did a little something out there apparently. So that's encouraging. But he said, look, I mean, I talked about this yesterday. They're going to take the whole week and make sure there's nothing that he's not responding well to with the calf after practice and all of that. So they're leaving their options open there, but I think they're very hopeful he will start Sunday.
And no boot yesterday was a big storyline. He walked out of the facility to cheer on a staff member doing a workout on the field, and thus showing that the boot is no longer there on that right foot.
Yeah, nutritionist on staff was running, and he was encouraging him. Jaron Kearse was also talking at the time, and I think Dak kind of made a point to kind of slide both feet out the door just to kind of show there's no boot there. I think maybe he was doing that just to kind of show the media, like, y'all are tripping. Like, this is going to be fine. We'll see. But I think they're very hopeful.
Do you think we laid it out yesterday on Talking Cowboys, so if you want to go back and listen to it, you can. But we kind of talked about how much are they going to push him in practice. Do you think anything has changed in that regard of how much he'll be limited throughout the week leading into Sunday?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if, like, Wednesday they're going to jump him right into full practice. They might, it may be kind of a like, hey, how's it going? How do you feel after individual? How much do you want to do? And just kind of go from there. Zach Martin talked about how he strained his calf late in the season, and he said, I don't know if it's the exact same injury, but, sometimes it feels great, sometimes it doesn't. I might wake up one day and it's great, the next day, no. So they really just want to keep it, just on a day by day basis. Meet
Quarter
the
mile at
parents
a
style.
time.
Yeah, meet the parents
Mile at a
style.
time, man.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. And Stephen Jones also talked on The Fan about Lyle Collins. He had some interesting things to say about the starting right tackle, and I say that starting right tackle with a little bit of a question mark around it. What did Stephen Jones say specifically, and what did you take from what his remarks were?
I would be paraphrasing. I think he said something to the effect of, they're really excited he's back. Jerry said the same thing this morning, basically. He has not played a lot of football if you go all the way back to 2020. So they want to get him into practice and see how he responds. And, I think conditioning is a factor there too, and just see where he's at. I don't get the sense they're willing to just take the job from him, but I think in the back of their minds they know they have options. If it doesn't go how they hope. Now, I don't think they have to say that publicly, but Terrence Steele has played well. So, Lyle Collins, you mean a lot to us. We're going to get you back in here, but they do have a guy who's shown he can step in and play at that position.
Is that a possibility, guys? Because of, Lyle Collins, like you just said, he hasn't played a whole lot. One game in 21 games?
Jesus.
Is what he had played?
Yeah.
22 games? I guess 1 out of 22 is what it would be. That's not a lot of football that he's been playing over the last 2 seasons going back to 2019. Is there a possibility he is not the starter on Sunday?
And maybe just adding a layer to that, when you talk about options, I think those options have kind of perked their ears a little bit to the fact that maybe right now, especially the way that this whole suspension was handled and the controversy involved in it, that they're probably a little PO'd with him with the way that he handled his business off of the field. So having Steele there is maybe just a way to let him know as well, oh, yeah, we have options, and to just basically say, look, you got to get your stuff together, and I appreciate that. He didn't lose it due to an injury. He lost his position due to a suspension, and still has filled in nicely. And so, look, let's not play around with this. We won't lay L back, but Steele has done a really good job, and I think the way that Dak is getting the ball out of his hands has definitely helped his offensive line. And so continuing that, knowing that these guys have rhythm with each other for the last 5 games, do you want to interrupt that? But I just believe as a player, La'el Collins is leaps and bounds better than what we have seen with Steele.
Yeah, I'll just be reiterating what you guys have said. Steele's done a great job filling in. Lyle's obviously that dude. That's why he gets paid like that dude. But to you guys' point, he hasn't played a lot. And so the coaches are not going to put somebody who is not in condition yet at that position that is fully responsible to the health of your quarterback. So if Lyle goes out there, they put him on the field and he is not in game shape, and he gets tired and on the play because he's gassed because you did not get him in enough shape to play in the game, that player goes off and he hits Dak and hurts Dak. Who's at fault now?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
So they're not going to put him in that position. So if he doesn't play, it's because of his conditioning.
Or risk an injury to him.
That too.
Because the other part of it was late in training camp, I think he had multiple stingers. It kind of resurfaced late in camp. He didn't practice a lot. Then he's got these 5 games, and he was here part of the time, not the whole time during suspension. He was able to do certain things at the building. I think it could be as simple as, and you know what, Sharif asked a great question too, Jerry, to your point, Heck, about do you trust, is there any problem there with reliability based on the suspension? And Jerry said, no, I trust him. So it may simply just be, maybe he doesn't start against Minnesota. Maybe there's this kind of ramp up period, and if they like what they see within a week or so, maybe I forget the next game. We'll see.
Yeah, they play the Broncos after Minnesota. But kind of to your point about what Jerry said, that was really kind of what laid it out for me. And it goes along with both of what you guys were saying. I don't think anything with the suspension is going to play into the whole situation with him starting over Terrence Steele. It's whoever's the best suited right tackle to protect Dak Prescott
this week.
Got to be the best guy out there at this moment. And if it is Terrence Steele, it's going to be 78 out there. But for the most part, like you said, La'el Collins is the guy. and 71 most likely is going to be your starter on Sunday.
So Tyron Smith is Tyron Smith, and you don't worry about his matchup. Correct. And so every week we've been talking about Terrence Steele and his matchup and what we're going to do with tight ends to protect him. You're going to need your tight ends a lot in this game to get out in coverage because of what they do so well for the Vikings at the second level. But he has a matchup versus Danielle Hunter, and Danielle Hunter is a dude. And he's known for putting pressure on. So Terrence Steele, he's gone up against the Bosas. He's gone all the names he's seen. So Danielle Hunter is just going to be another name on that list. And when you talk about going what we're going to do next week, I think the Broncos have a guy that's pretty good too.
Yeah, they've got that 58 Von Miller coming off the edge, something like that. They've got a couple guys actually in that front seven. Do you think there will be a rotation then, based on that, because of maybe the conditioning from La'el Collins and then the game readiness of Terrence Steele and what he's shown you?
There's a chance.
Chance you see a couple plays, couple drives off here and there.
I mean, if I'm the coach, I want to get him a quarter, if not a half, of reps in preparation for next game. So maybe it's Steele the first half, and then Collins, depending on where the game's at. Hopefully you're up enough where you feel good enough to say, okay, Collins, go ahead and get out there. Let's get some reps underneath your legs before you take on that 58 dude.
Have you heard anything about that?
I have not, but I that was our mailbag question today. I don't think it's on the website yet, and maybe I thought maybe it's a silly question, because you don't see offensive linemen rotate. You see defensive linemen rotate. Is that possible, or is there so much chemistry that's needed there that you can't really do that? Because the fan was asking not only about Steele and La'el, but maybe McGovern rotating in some too, which I think that's a lot of pieces to shuffle in the course of a game.
I think Steele and Collins are interchangeable in that regard. I think you can afford to rotate those guys one half in, other half in.
Because he's playing next to Zach Martin.
Well, not only that. I mean, how long have those guys have played next to each other for a while?
Yeah.
Right. So I mean, there's no lack of communication in that regard. It really comes down to conditioning.
That's an interesting point, because you see it at the collegiate level. I mean, Heckma and I did a game Saturday where outside of the center position, all 4 other offensive line spots would shift from drive to drive. I mean,
which was weird to see.
It was odd. They played a total of 9 offensive linemen on a regular rotation. I don't encourage that happening, and nor is it fun to watch, but just based off of what Mike McCarthy has said.
It looks like the Keystone Cops every play.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously. Yeah. It's like, who is this guy? Who's reporting?
Based off of Mike McCarthy and what he has said about the continuity of the offensive line and having that lack of a revolving door and having that communication, I don't know if there would be much of a rotation, but if there was a position to do so, I think it would be easy to do it, or easier to do it at right tackle. All right, let's step aside. When we come back, give us a call. We're answering your questions, Cowboys Nation. 888-855-2297. Give us a call, 888-855-2297. When we come back here on Talkin Cowboys.
Honey, big news.
Gary, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not Gary anymore. I'm Jackie Flash.
What?
See, I want the latest smartphone, but the best deals are only for new customers. So, to get a new customer deal, I changed my name to Jackie Flash.
Okay, but the best smartphone deals at AT&T are for everyone, new and existing customers.
That's huge. Then guess who's getting a deal?
Is it Jackie Flash?
Jackie Flash.
It's not complicated. At AT&T, our best smartphone deals are for everyone. Restrictions apply. Visit att.com for details.
New Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. You deserve it.
I do deserve that.
You deserve decadent flavor without sugar. And a day at the beach without sand getting everywhere. And a relaxing bath that your children don't interrupt.
I deserve all that?
It's really just a visual metaphor for Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. Everything you want, nothing you don't.
A visual metaphor on the radio. I do deserve that.
Dr. Pepper Zero Sugar. The zero you deserve is finally here.
Before there was a draft, you could size up a cowboy by 3 simple factors: the crease in his hat, the bend of his brim, and his unbending attitude. A man Stetson didn't just protect him from what life threw at him, it projected a rugged, unstoppable spirit. Stetson hats are still American-made with pride right here in Texas. They're still the unofficial crown of all self-respecting cowboys, and Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Find a retailer nearest you at stetson.com/cowboys.
There's nothing as unique as our eyes, which is why Essilor pioneers ways to make lenses as unique as you. Verilux for super sharp vision, Essential Blue for protection, and Crizal for freedom from glare. 3 cutting-edge solutions in a single unique lens. So whatever your needs, insist on Essilor. Visit your local Essilor experts and find the perfect lens for you. See more, do more, Essilor.
Back to Talkin' Cowboys.
It's great people, great pay replay here on Talking Cowboys. You've heard that Jason Witten has joined the Caliber Collision team. You can join him to do great work with great people for great pay. Apply now at jobs@caliber.com. That's jobs@caliber.com.
He cracked himself up.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you laughing at? You're eating a donut?
It's not a donut.
On the show? Okay, it's a kolache. Fine. Either way.
Potato and eggs.
I get it. A kolache is fantastic. But
Yes.
what are you laughing at?
I saw a message. It made me chuckle.
Oh, okay. So you're not laughing at yourself?
No.
Oh, I thought you were laughing at yourself.
The market's doing
I'm
well
laughing at
today.
anybody who decides not to go to Caliber Collision and freaking get a job.
Yeah.
That's what I'm laughing at. You guys are missing out on opportunity.
Goodness.
Go get this freaking money.
Way to bounce back.
That's pretty good.
Got that.
All right.
We got to be quicker.
We are taking your calls here this morning, 888-855-2297. We want to hear your thoughts on the Cowboys season so far and what you think about the upcoming matchup against the Minnesota Vikings. We've got Bob from Nashville on the line. Bob, thanks for calling again. You're on Talking Cowboys.
Sure. Hi, fellas. How you doing?
What's up, Bob?
Hey, thanks. Great show. Just 3 things that I wanted to run by you guys. I mean, you can answer in one question, but 3 things that I really see a concern, and I love the way the boys are playing right now, but penalties, I think we're 31st in the league in penalties, big plays, and then I'm really still concerned about our run defense. And I wanted to see what you guys thought about that, because I think over the next 5-6 games, we're going to be playing some teams that if we continue down that road with these 3 issues, I think it's going to bite us in the butt. But I just wanted to see what you guys thought about that. Thanks. Have a good day.
Thanks, Bob. Appreciate your call.
B.O.B. with the tough question.
Yeah, no, and I agree on all 3 of those. I think there have been too many penalties. You saw that front and center in the first half of the New England game, where shooting yourself in the foot was ultimately what made that game close. The run defense I think in the eye test, it's been better, but rankings-wise, it has not been better. And then, of course, like you said, the big play. We've known that's been an issue. But, Rob, what do you think about those 3?
That was actually something we talked about. I brought it up at the end of Mick Shots last week, was run defense. And the big plays in the passing game are obvious. They got to cut down on those. Joe Witt talked a lot about that last week. But I wonder if teams are going to try to test the Cowboys on the run. The problem is teams have been behind so much. They've been beaten up on teams, and they haven't run the ball. The Patriots made an effort on like 2 separate drives. We're just running right at you. Mm-hmm. And they had some success. And I forget the number, heck. I brought it up last week. The Cowboys have like 190 carries so far. Opponents are like 120-something.
Exactly.
They haven't been tested as much. I'm with Kyle. I think it's better. But Dalvin Cook's coming. So how do they handle that? They did a pretty good job on him last year. Sure. So we'll see.
Unfortunately, Bob, you can't be great at everything. And when it comes to the big plays come with playing man-to-man. You play man-to-man coverage and you get pressure up front, you're going to be subject to some big plays occasionally. So yes, you want to cut that down, but the big plays that we give up don't put us at a disadvantage to winning the ball games. That sounds real bad, but that's the reality of it. So you're going to give up big plays occasionally to ensure that you play man-to-man coverage majority of the time and keep that pressure on with your front 7. On the penalties, that's just guys got to play smarter. That's guys they got to put the Derringer away, stop shooting themselves in the foot, and that's just being intentional about being, fundamentally sound, and then doing the things that you're supposed to do and not to hurt your team. And that's, personal fouls, that's holding, that's all those things. A lot of that stuff just comes from being lazy with your mechanics. And then what was the last portion? The last portion was the run defense. The run defense is, yes, I do agree with you. That's something that we have to shore up. But to Rob's point, this particular team, it doesn't kill you. As long as you're up. As long as you're up, it doesn't kill you. So yes, you want to stop it, but you have to kind of pick your poison in this league. Do you want to stop the run? Do you want to stop the pass? If we're a team that's built to stop the pass, then we are obviously going to give up some rushing yards. But by a team rushing against us effectively, as long as we're ahead, they can't eat away too much clock because it's at a disadvantage to them having an opportunity to win a ball game.
The rushing yards thing is so intriguing to me because they're 5th in the NFL.
Thank you.
In terms of rushing yards allowed. That's not not bad at all. They've been playing ahead. The other side of it is in terms of yards per play, they're 18th. So they're middle of the road in terms of yards per play. And that, I think, is a direct indication that teams are going away from the run throughout the course of a game because they're trying to play catch up and they're trying to keep pace with this offense. But if you're giving up 86 yards per game, and like Rob said, it's not like they've been ultra tested at the moment. You had Saquon Barkley for a half. You had, or not even a half at that point. You had Chuba Hubbard, no Christian McCaffrey. You're going to have Dalvin Cook on the horizon. This is going to be the best test to this point, I think, for the run defense.
So let's go in the hot tub time machine back to 2020.
Ooh, I like that.
All right.
He almost got his arm taken.
Let's go. Let's go. All right. Because right now, if you guys have forgotten about the Cleveland game where we gave up 300 yards. No, because I think that we have to go to the comparison so that people can keep in context where this defense is right now. Hey, the first couple of games we didn't give up a 100-yard rusher. I think and you guys are going to fact check me on this, but I think the first 100-yard rusher we gave up was last week.
Mm-hmm. It was.
Okay, so I know we're nitpicking and we want this defense to be 85 Bears. That's what people pull out when they talk about a great defense. But still, I think that when you look at what the defense did last year and you do in a comparison, I think these guys are leaps and bounds better than what they were. Yes, Dalvin Cook is going to be at Bank of America Stadium waiting on them, and he's one of the best in the business. But I believe our defensive front and our linebackers, and along with Jerron Kearse, I think that should help you sleep at night knowing that this defense is doing some really good things at the front line to stop the run. Where I think we definitely have to make improvement is the big plays in the passing game. I think teams are gashing us, and it's true. We're playing with a lead, and they're having to play from behind, and maybe that's where those yards are coming from. But that's all in all, I think from a rush defensive standpoint, we have fixed a lot of the cracks that we had.
No doubt. It's definitely better. But Isaiah's right, too, about the big plays. Because Trayvon Diggs is going to match up. He's going to play man. And there's been times when he's going to guess, and he's going to take some chances, and it's helped him get turnovers.
Yep.
It will also – he's going to give up some plays, too. And on the other side as well. And some of that is due to playing from behind. I'd like to see how many times teams have thrown on the Cowboys compared to other defenses. I mean, that's lopsided, too, because they've been in some blowout games. So some of the stats are skewed, but I think there's definitely room for improvement on both sides.
You have to look at the story that the stats tell. You can't just look at rankings and say that's cut and dry.
Yeah, please don't look at that. I mean, because the reality is, yes, Heckma, our running defense has improved drastically. However, if we play a game, say we play Tampa again, say we just run into those guys down the road, and we have a close game because we're pretty evenly matched, and we get into a tight-knit game, they're going to run the ball. They're going to run the ball, and we really aren't stopping anybody from running the ball. Teams are just simply abandoning the run.
Yeah.
So this can come back and bite us if we don't shore this up, to your point, Bob. If we don't tighten this up, when we get in a close game against a team that can go head-to-head with us scoring-wise, and it's tight and where it's a one-possession game, teams will decide, okay, you guys are giving up over 4 yards a rush. We'll just run the ball 3 times straight.
No, I agree with that, and I hope to see Tampa again because you know what, we're gonna run on them because we did.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so that's going to be the difference between seeing them again as well.
Head
let's go.
Head to head.
I like that.
By the way, out of the top 5 teams, just kind of going along with stopping the run and then giving up the big play additionally. Out of the top 5 teams in run defense so far this year, Tampa Bay, Cleveland, New Orleans, Baltimore, Dallas, that's the 5. Only one of those are in the top 20 in passing defense as well. Only one, and that's Cleveland. Everybody else in the top 5 is 23rd if you're Tampa Bay, 20th if you're New Orleans, 29th if you're Baltimore, and Dallas is sitting at 28th in terms of passing yardage allowed. So there is a balance.
Yep.
It's always going to be there. That balance is, and especially like what Rob was saying, if teams are abandoning the run, throwing more, that's how that number is going to skyrocket as well. All right, we've got Alex from Arkansas on the line. Alex, how's it going?
It's all good. It's good, baby. How are y'all doing?
Man, we good, Alex. What's happening?
Good. Kyle, man, I appreciate the job you do. Rob P. Hegman.
What's up?
Isaiah. Hey, man, I don't even have a question. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I've been down in the valley with the Cowboys 1-15 season, and I've been to the mountaintop 3 times in the 90s. Man, I'm just excited about the prospect of what we could do, because Isaiah hit the nail on the head about everything. The culture change, the talent, the competition in camp, everything. And the only defense in this league that could stop our offense is the Cowboys offense. It's all about execution. It is ridiculous what Kellen Moore and Dan Quinn has done to this team. Man, I just want to wish you all a blessed day. I love the Cowboys, and hey, a blessed day in the week. Man, you all do a great job. We thank you all. You guys are the closest thing we could get to the Cowboys. And I listen to the podcast every day faithfully. Because I'm not able to call in, and I need to get to work before I get in trouble. And a blessed week.
Man,
Go
too,
Cowboys.
Go Cowboys.
There you go, Alex.
You blessed too, man.
Yeah, appreciate the love. And
That's
man,
so awesome.
That's a smart dude.
That is a smart dude. Man, I love that. He kind of talks about just kind of portrays what a lot of Cowboys fans are feeling right now. Kind of portrays all of that. And so that's always awesome. We love calls like that. All right, Scott from Wyoming on the line. Scott, how's it going? You're on Talkin Cowboys.
Oh, excellent. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I long-time fan. And one of the cool things this season is watching Dak take command of the team. Watch Staubach do it and on. It's a neat process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
You guys, I think it was like yesterday, you're talking about trades and stuff like that. At the end of every season, or at the free agent period, we always end up, we can't afford a lot of guys. So, I would try to keep as many people as they can afford, looking at that and all. And so that's definitely, always something to think about.
Yeah, those are two very good points. I mean, you talk about Dak Prescott and the way that he has kind of transitioned into that leadership standpoint. And from a quarterback position, especially at the Cowboys, thanks for the call, Scott, especially at the Cowboys, you're the face of the franchise. And not just a franchise, the franchise in terms of sports and American sports and even across the world. You are the face of potentially the sport. And so Dak has really embraced that, not only with the contract, but with his play on the field. And I think that's something that has definitely been looked at from Cowboys fans. And I'll get into the trade talk in a minute because he did bring up an interesting point there. But what do you think about what he said about Dak?
Yeah, I would just say it to his point, like it takes a certain level of mental toughness to play here and play this position here because there's a lot of great that comes with it, and there's a lot of criticism that comes with it. Probably too much on both sides, depending on how you're doing. So it takes a certain guy who's able to handle that, all that pressure, in addition to the physical talents that you have. And Dak has that, and he showed it just by coming back from the injury last year, how mentally tough he is.
Yep. No, I agree. Ditto. I mean, he's the guy. I mean, he's the guy for a reason. I mean, obviously, everybody talks about New York when they talk about quarterbacks and the stress of being the guy in New York. It's nothing in comparison to here. It just isn't. I say they're second fiddle, but Dallas has a lot of stress, and he handles it with grace. So he's a great dude for that.
Is there another place even close?
No. Maybe if you're a Fortune 100 CEO or something like that. I mean, it's the premier job in the world. Who wouldn't want to be the quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys, and just the lineage and the legacy that comes with being a quarterback here. And I think he was born for the pressure that he's faced. I don't know if anyone has ever taken it so effortlessly as Dak has. I mean, the way that he it takes on the media, the way that, when problems happen, with the whole him with Romo deal, he just took it with a matter of grace and just went about his business the right way. And so I can appreciate that, and especially when he makes note of him commanding the offense. And I think that's just him being lock in step, as we've mentioned, with Kellen Moore, and all of those things clicking. It's just good to see him come back from the ankle injury, get the contract that he has, and just be the man that he is for this team and represent it.
He referenced Staubach right off the bat, and that's the thing. It is the lineage, and it's what people expect. And you were here in the late aughts, I guess, when there was a honeymoon period for Tony, like in 06 and 07, and then 08 things didn't go so good, and a lot of people turned on him. And so that's part of this job.
Yep.
I watched him boo Troy Aikman. And I still, to this day, I think it was one of the most disrespectful things I've ever seen was Troy Aikman being booed at home. And so it's a lot. And Troy won him 3.
Yep.
So it's a lot of pressure.
What was the toughest thing Tony went through while you were here that you remember? Is there anything that stuck out specifically?
No. I think really just meeting the expectations not only of the general public but the organization and your teammates. I mean, those are all 3 different standards, that you're trying to meet. This isn't one. It is not one thing that you just say. I have to come in and have to be this guy, and that works for everybody. That's not the case. You got to be a leader in the locker room, so you guys respect you. You got to be resilient on the field, so guys respect you in that regard. So you can lead them. You have to be a public figure to be able to handle all the responsibilities that the organization places on you. And then you have a responsibility just to be simply a good guy. He can't go out in public, right? He can't do normal stuff, right? So there's a whole lot of things. There's every aspect of your life is tested, and it's a lot to bear.
And you know all about that. You can't go out in public.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just say they know me as Heckman's security guard.
Yeah, you lying.
Wow.
You know you lying.
Wow. How about turning that around?
He too quick with it, dog. He quick with it.
Can't hide money. That's what it is. All right, when we come back, I want to hit the second part of his topic, and that was the trade conversation that we had yesterday. Is that an added element that we're forgetting around the potential to go make a trade for a big-name player? When we return with more Talkin Cowboys.
Hi, I'm Clint Tillison with United Ag and Turf. Before you can park yourself in front of the game, park yourself in a John Deere and power through your chores. Our Land Run package is a 1025R, 25 horsepower tractor with a loader, rotary cutter, and a box blade for $229 a month. And the price you see is the price you'll pay, no surprises. So don't miss another kickoff.
Visit UnitedAgAndTurf.com. Offer ends February 1st, 2021. Restrictions apply. See dealer for details.
Now let's get to work.
The Cowboys way, where 16 Hall of Famers and 5 championships shows us what success looks like. Where turkey is always the second best part of Thanksgiving Day. Where we are all defined by one single thing, the star. Where we as fans know it's our job to keep the tradition going. Bank of America is proud to be the official bank of the Dallas Cowboys and to support the quest of living life the Cowboys way. Copyright 2020, Bank of America Corporation.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
Honey, big news.
Gary, are you okay?
Oh, I'm not Gary anymore. I'm Jackie Flash.
What?
See, I want the latest smartphone, but the best deals are only for new customers. So, to get a new customer deal, I changed my name to Jackie Flash.
Okay, but the best smartphone deals at AT&T are for everyone, new and existing customers.
That's huge. Then guess who's getting a deal?
Is it Jackie Flash?
Jackie Flash.
It's not complicated. At AT&T, our best smartphone deals are for everyone. Restrictions apply. Visit att.com for details.
Back to Talkin Cowboys.
Whether you're watching from home or you're cheering in the stands with Essilor lenses, you can see every exciting play. Book an appointment at your local Essilor experts and see what Essilor can do for you. See more, do more. Essilor on Talkin Cowboys. Those are those
check the frames.
Transgradient lenses. Is that what they're called?
And then I
lenses.
have readers. I have readers in them. You can't see the line either.
What?
Oh, you just winked at me.
Yeah. I had to read.
Yeah.
I know my people.
I know. I got you.
Rob just got so uncomfortable. And you can
Not
hear
at
it in
all.
the way that he said
Not at all.
Well, he knows what's up.
Just winked
those
at
are
me.
combos?
Combos.
Nice.
It's there, dog. Hey, man, I can't see.
Essilor is crazy.
Did you see how fresh he was looking on ESPN with the Essilors the other day?
Yes, I did.
Fire. He was fire. Y'all
fire.
suit game was Montebetti.
Thank you very much.
You see what
I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
I did the tie that you told me.
I see you.
So that's why I'm learning from you.
Give me some. That's you. I thought he did that on his own.
Protect the team, man.
I tied it.
Always protect
but he
the
just
team.
taught me how to do
What
it.
it was at the Oxford style or something different? Something different.
Bigger.
Double it up.
Oh, okay.
Double it up.
Yeah.
All right.
It was pretty nice. I like it. I'm going to do it with all my ties from here on out. All right. I kind of wanted to go back off of what Scott's second part of his question was on the fan call in the prior segment. He was talking about the trade conversation we had earlier. There's a lot of free agents available, and we mentioned that in the conversation about maybe Michael Gallup and who was a potential trade piece.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a possibility to shut down trade talks because you know you want to save some of that capital later on, and the contracts that you would be bringing in would potentially upend any sort of cap space that you currently do have to bring anybody back next year?
Yeah, I'm sure that's a factor because we mentioned the guys that are up after this year, and Heck's right. I mean, the cap's going to go up. It's not going to go up substantially. I think it's probably closer to what it probably should have been last year. Mm-hmm. Now that you got attendance back, the revenue for the league should definitely go up. But yeah, they got to factor that in. There's only so much they can budget. Now, maybe you don't care. Maybe it's if it's a situation where, the NBA, they do that. It's an expiring contract, but you're going for it, and that's something they could keep in the back of their mind. I'm not thinking of anything specific, but Jerry said it though yesterday. They got a lot of guys coming off IR that they're pretty deep in most spots. I don't know. Am I missing a position there? That you think?
Isaiah's face right now.
I'm just saying, this is as close as you've been in a very long time. This is as close as you've been. You feel good about it. You hope that you can continue pushing the envelope the way in which you are, and the success that you're having. You're in a very competitive division. Very competitive division, not the NFC.
We got you. We got you, dog.
All right. Or conference. Is that the best way?
Conference, yes.
Sorry. A very competitive conference. You're going to need everything you got. You're going to need everything you got. There's something to being confident with what you have. There's also something to let's double down on that. Let's add to that. How about we secure the bag per se? And I think that the Cowboys are in the best position to secure the bag. I think there are players out there that teams would be willing to deal. We can't say names on this show. There are players out there that can have a immediate impact on this team. Whether I'm speaking specifically on defense, positions that I'm thinking about, and I think that there's a player or two that we can add that would literally say, "Oh crap," when teams face, they would say, "Oh crap, this is a problem," right? The way that teams feel about us on offense right now, right? You know that feeling when we step out there and we have Gallup and everybody out there, it's like, oh, we can't stop it, right? At this point, we're playing bend but don't break because we just can't stop these guys. That's the offense we have. That's the offense that Kansas City had prior to these first 7 games, right? And that fear that teams have, you want that same fear when they have the ball on offense. You want that same fear, and I think we're in a position to have that. We have very competitive, flying fast defense. These guys are doing so much better than what we've had. We have an ability for our defense, our whole defense, not just one player, our entire defense to be feared. And I think, and I would, if I was a GM, capitalize on this opportunity.
And I love everything that you guys just said. And when I think about where we are right now, the saying "success leaves clues, failure" obviously speaks louder. And you don't see teams that have been successful over a long period of time making those last-minute trades. I've never seen New England do such a thing. And you may have more insight on that than I do because I just don't remember them ever saying mid-season, make this trade for this guy. Okay. When Stephen Jones and Will McClay have done a wonderful job of building the roster. And right now, even when you search around the league, you may have exactly what you think you're missing on your team. Still haven't seen Kelvin Joseph. All right, and again, real-time action, we hadn't seen him, but he may be the piece that you're talking about of having that dominant DB on the other side of Trayvon Diggs. We just don't know. It's the great unknown. Thanks. All right, we still haven't got Tank back. So if we have Tank in that same rotation with our defensive lineup, that changes the way that quarterbacks are having to get back there and look because, hey, boy, 90 is coming. And 94 is coming, and you have Micah barreling down on you as well. So, again, I just feel as though from a team aspect, this team has been built up the right way. And if you feel like you're close to getting your team is built up so well and you're getting close to say, hey, man, we should legitimate Super Bowl contenders, that's because your front office has done everything the right way through drafting. So, I mean, I don't disagree that if you have an opportunity to go out there because of the equity that you have and everything that you alluded to yesterday, why not do it? If you can do it. But I just feel like this team is right now, and everything that you may be missing may be on IR and ready to come back.
The only, I guess, instances I can think of having the top-end teams going to the Super Bowl the last couple of years making trades to try and make it happen. Because you're right, it doesn't happen a lot. Kansas City hasn't done it in each of the last 2 years, at least made a deadline-esque type deal. Tampa Bay made a decent one last year, traded a 6th-round pick to the Jets for Steve McClendon, that nose tackle who actually played a decent role in their run. The rest of what they did was basically signing.
Offseason, yeah.
It was not even offseason, but just Antonio Brown here, Leonard Fournette there. I mean, they made some of those moves throughout the year that kind of got them to that point. But you're right. Doesn't happen a whole lot. It's not like baseball where you see guys just going out and trading everybody at the deadline and emptying the farm system, emptying their depth to try and go get a guy. It doesn't happen as much in the NFL, but the Cowboys have seen it happen to their success in the past. So Cowboys fans are certainly going to rely on that.
When they've done it, it's kind of been out of desperation. Like they've made in-season trades, but it was, they were struggling on defense, so they get Michael Bennett. They don't have a number one wide receiver, so they go get Amari Cooper. Romo gets hurt, so they get Matt Castle. So it was, and that didn't work out. But I'm just saying, like they haven't done that. To your point, doesn't mean they shouldn't if something comes up that fits on
What do you guys say? Would you guys?
Okay, so make a move or sit still.
Yeah.
Go.
Sit still.
I'm making a move.
Sit still.
I think I would sit still as well. I like it though.
Depends on what's out there.
Yeah, I'm going to take it. If there's a position, I'm going to take it.
If you tell me there is a Pro Bowl corner and a Pro Bowl defensive
that's what he's talking. That's
there,
exactly what he's talking
and
about.
And you can get him for nothing.
No, I'm not saying nothing.
Oh, I'm saying
nothing. I'm saying what are you going after this year?
Super Bowl.
Sure.
You have a. So let's talk about the cornerback position, right? We have two cornerbacks that we're paying $10 million to. Collectively, right? We have another cornerback. We have another couple cornerbacks that we drafted, right? The guys are going to be waiting in the wings, right? So those guys, the reality is those guys aren't ready, right? One of them isn't ready. One of them we don't know yet. So those guys aren't ready to make a huge impact on this team this year for this year's run, right? They're there. They can add to what you got, but more so in special teams and all that. If you have an opportunity to go get you a complete dog and put him across from Diggs, you're saying that you wouldn't do that? For 1 year?
But I would, but I don't want to give up a ton to get him.
No, I'm not saying a ton. I'm not saying a ton, but we have excess that we're not going to be able to retain all of.
No, I've even said that I agree with you to that degree that because of what you have and you have so much depth and positions, it would behoove you if that's there for you to take advantage of it. Yeah. I'm just saying that right now, hell, you got everything.
I hear you.
May stay pat.
It feels good.
It feels damn good.
But you know what? I like to know. Even though I got a half tank, and even though I got 3/4 of a tank, if I'm about to hit a road trip, guess where I'm going? I'm going to the gas station first.
Gas station.
I'm going to the gas station first. I know I can get there on 3/4, but guess what? If I can go on a full tank, why not?
Says the man with an electric car.
Oh, that's a great way to end it. That's it for us here on Talkin' Cowboys. For Chris Beam, Rob Phillips, Isaiah Stanback, Heckma Harrison, I'm Kyle Yeomans. We'll see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. Thanks for joining us on Talkin' Cowboys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!